Welcome back to Dusty Valley. This episode I am super busy. I deal with the weeds in field 61, haul the wool down to the spinnery, sell the fabric at the farm stores, load up the greenhouse with fertilizer, check on the grapes, haul all the apples down to the press, cart tons of milk down to the dairy, and pocket a little bit of extra profit with the slurry. And all without any drama whatsoever. Like and subscribe. Let's farm. Hello and welcome back everyone. Field 62, 100% yield bonus, and the oats are looking fantastic. And just having a quicker look around at the status of various fields, I just want to make sure that I've got my plan fully laid out on my notepad in front of me. Here we are with the grass. Yeah, I think we need just a little bit longer here. I think this can grow some more, and that's going to be the same for this one, that one, and this field over there in the distance. I'm going to take a stroll down to field 61 and have a look and see how the crop's going down there. Well, it looks pretty good close up. Yeah, there's a few weeds coming. I can see one right there, and there's another one there. So I may be able to get out here with a mechanical weeder. Sad thing is I don't actually own one, or I can get out here with some herbicide and spray it. Now I do have a sprayer, so that's an option. The other thing I do wonder is whether or not I've got enough fertilizer in there. I'll check that later on. So that's certainly one job I need to tend to today. Do you know what? I'm in good spirits. I'm feeling good. I'm quite excited to just get on with some proper farm work. There is some wool I do need to get down to the spinnery, and one of the things on my list is some serious logistics. Unfortunately, we don't have a proper vehicle for this. I do have the truck in front of me here, a nice flatbed trailer, and that's absolutely fine. But it is a bit of a pain to get things on the back, and it can be a bit unwieldy. 29 grand in the bank. I don't think I've got enough money to purchase something new that's specific for the job of hauling pallets. I might be able to rent something. I might have a look at store later on. But for now, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's May. It's a bit overcast, but it is quite warm. And I'm hoping the weather sticks around for the duration so I can really get on, work late into the evening and get a load of jobs ticked off. One of them, as ever, is my slurry. Yeah, this is just becoming full again. I'm going to tap into here and get the tank filled up again just to siphon that off. If I happen to be going into town, then I might just grab the trailer up and take it. But the bigger issue is turning out to be the manure. I've got piles of this stuff. I've got everything set up here with the auger. So what I might do is just get some of this. And thinking about it, if I do need to fertilise field 61, it might be an opportunity to get rid of some of this manure. Cows, as I say, are all fully fed. Wow. Well, they were fully fed. I put in 4 loads of TMR here, and there's nothing left. I think I'm going to have a look at the cows because I think I've got too many heads here. There's a lot of bulls that I think I want to get rid of. I would just prefer to hold on till they're a bit maturer because I'll get a better price. But let's go and have a quick look at the status and see how many we've actually got out there in the field. There's one over there. Hello, darling. How are you doing? Right, let's get this gate open. I'll go and have a quick look. Wow, they have been busy. 94 head of cattle. Can take 250, but it's really the bulls that I've got here. I want to see how many I've got. 23 bulls. They're still considered adolescents at 8 months old, so I'm going to hold on for a bit. that price is going to push up to 1,700, 2 grand for a quality animal. And given I got 23 of those, I could more than triple my money on this, even though presently they're eating me out of house and home. Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on and definitely cash in on when the time is right. They're all okay out there. There's a couple there. The rest of them are weak all the way down at the bottom. They do like to go underneath the bridge and get a bit of shade. However, I'm looking at the tanker here. I do need to get some milk into the dairy. Not because the dairy needs it, but more the fact we are just almost at capacity for milk. The dairy cows are producing. Just want to have a look at the rear here. It's a bit dark. Torch on. Ah, that's a shame. I was hoping there was an extra hitch there, because what I would have liked to have done is taken the tanker and then hitch on the slurry tanker on the back of it. I could have killed 2 birds with 1 stone, because where I drop off the slurry is right next door to the dairy. Such a shame. Well, there we go. That graph says it all. We are maxed out on milk. The slurry is edging very close to the top. We desperately need straw. And more importantly, I've got to get some more TMR mixed up. I can do that this evening. That's not a problem. The cows have had their breakfast. I can't believe I stuck 4 loads in there. It was nearly at 75% and already they've eaten that. Wow. Okay, those are some hungry beasts. And the same is going for the chickens. My goodness, those guys peck away. I stuck a load of corn in there. Admittedly, not a huge amount. They've got 79 litres left, so they've got a bit of food. I am going to have to get either some corn or grain in there. I think I've got corn in the silo, so that's okay. And they also eat lettuce. Now, I've never really considered using lettuce as chicken feed, but I've got it in stock. I might as well get a couple of pallets down here, chuck it in there so I don't have to worry about it. But the sheep are more than happy. They've got their grass, they're happy to chew away, and the extra special stuff I stick in their troughs just gives them that extra little boost of capacity. Okay, that's enough waffle from me. I need to get on. I think the first thing I'm going to do is see if I can get some fertilizer and herbicide down on field 61. Just started up the fence, get the engine warmed up before a day's work. Let me just see if everything I need is in here. Well, there's the tedder, and that's the extra hopper for the seeder. Completely forgotten I had that. Wow. So where have I put the sprayer? Maybe it's down the bottom. Actually, while I'm here, let me just swing around. I don't think it's here. No, trailers, seeder. Okay. Yeah, that feels looking good for grass. I'll leave that another month. Combine header is there. What's that next to it? Oh no, that's the corn header. Nothing in those bays. Hardly use that storage. It's there. I could use it for storing pallets, I suppose, or hay. Right, I'm hoping it's here on the left. Okay, windrower, subsoiler, seeder. Where is the sprayer? Lime/muck spreader. Okay, someone is playing a trick on me. Well, I have absolutely no idea. No, it's not in there. Okay, I need to get out and have a walk around. I'll be driving around like this forever, not getting anything done. Well, I know watching me hunt down a sprayer back at the farm makes for such riveting TV, but I've managed to locate it. It's down here. It's down here in our forest little area. Not been down here for so long. There it is. In fact, it's been there so long. Oh wow. I hadn't realised I'd dumped it in someone else's field. If the farmer comes down here and sees that, he will not be best pleased. Let me get this hitched up as soon as possible. While I'm down here, what is this in here? Is it barley? Wheat? Wheat. Looking good. Right, let's casually ease up here then. Back up and pick that up. Okie dokie, all good. Okay, let's get back to the farm and deal with field 61. Luckily, herbicide is already loaded in, so I can just crack on straight away. I'm just going to get myself into position. Crop's not grown enough for my big tyres to cause an issue, which is fantastic. go. Just get the last bit of the boom out. Lovely job. Just make sure I don't clip those trees. And I'm good. Okay, those trees are quite close to the edge of this field and they do pose a bit of a nuisance, I must admit. Well, there we go. What a fantastic way to start a working day. Out nice and early, bit of sunshine, a nice cruise across a field, not tearing around like a madman. I love it. That's my first headland done. I'm just going to cut across and just start the next one here. You can just about see where I've been. You can see the kind of brown burn marks where it's dealing with these crops, these weeds should I say. And that's okay. It won't take me long at all. I do like wide width equipment. You can whip around a field, a couple of headlands, up and down once or twice and you're done. I hope everyone who's tuning in is fit and healthy. If you're new to the channel, thank you for turning up. You're in the right place if you're an FS22 roleplay fan. That is generally the bread and butter of this channel. But if you're also here for the crazy experiments that we've recently been undertaking, do not fear, more are coming. I've got a plan for 2 more in no man's land. We'll deal with those soon enough. So definitely watch this space, hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, everything helps, and leave a comment. I enjoy reading the comments more than anything else, just engaging with the community, engaging with fans, just to say hi, see how you're doing, see what's going on in your world. And speaking of worlds, I'm almost done in mine here, just coming across this last bit, and then one little whip at the end, and I'm finished. One little bit about here, and just about see it. Right, that's me done. Get the spray off. Let's get that folded up. That didn't take too long at all. First job of the day is done. Right, I'm going to put the sprayer somewhere sensible. I think I will... Where shall I put it? There's a space there, there's a space there. Well, I could just back it in, actually. I'm going to back it in because this is where we've got all our various herbicides. There we go, we've got a couple down there. So I think there will be absolutely perfect. Don't need the lights, let's drop her down. Right, what's next on the agenda? Right, back in the courtyard, I'm just going to jump in the JCB. I think it's time to get some more food into the chickens. We can get that job ticked off fairly quickly. Go see what I've got over here in the silo. Get out of the way, stupid birds. Right, if I get myself in position, it's approximately there. Is that about right? Yeah, about there. So let's lift up, fill up the bucket. That's one full bucket of corn. Getting in position sometimes is a bit difficult. Right. Gotta be spot perfect to get it in here. It's going in. Don't want to overfill it, because otherwise I'd chuck it all over the floor and I've just got to pick it all up again. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that, and the chickens should be happy as a result. Makes sense for me to have a quick look at our stock and just see what we've got in various locations around our estate. It's telling me that we got $348,000 worth of stuff at the moment, and if we can sell everything at max price, 837,000. So we've got money just locked away in various produce. Now it's currently May and we could sell wool, but we want the wool to go down to the spinnery. So that's something we can deal with shortly. I might go down there with a truck and trailer, take what I've got down there and then pick up the fabric because that is ready to sell. And presently that's valued at 54,780, which is over the max value. There's obviously a bit of a demand down there. So I'm going to go do that straight away while the going's good. Just scanning down though, nothing else is ready. It's literally only those 2 items that are available in May. So at least I don't have to worry about getting other stuff sold this month. So my next dilemma is, do I deal with the cows first because they are full in terms of milk and I've got to siphon some off, otherwise they're going to start to suffer? Or do I go and deal with selling our produce, what little produce we have for this month, and maximise our return? Both are in opposite directions of the map, and I don't quite know what to do first. I've decided to load up with the wool and head down and get that sorted. The reason being is because once I've got the milk on board and I've headed into town, there's actually a few jobs I want to do around that area, and so I may end up missing the window for good sale prices on the fabric. So let me get these doors open, I'll get all the wool loaded on and I'll get straight down to the spinnery. One little half pallet left, I'll leave that there to fill up. I've got 4 on the back, I'm happy with that. Let's just get these strapped on. There we go, great. Let's hit the road. I feel like I'm making solid progress, which is great. It is always hard work on your own, having to work out where you need to be, logistics, what the priorities are, and then trying to get everything to slot into place like a jigsaw puzzle. But I feel like I've got a good handle on it this time. I am missing my wingman, I won't deny it, but I'm keeping busy, and my assumption is no news is good news. And so far, I haven't heard a thing from Dusty in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Now I've done this before, in fact every time I do this, I've loaded everything on, you can't quite see unless you look in the mirror, I loaded everything quite on near the front. The problem is I need to stick it right down there, and if I had to put it on the back I could have backed in. I'm going to get close enough and just handball it off, they're not heavy. I say though, this is looking really promising. 2, 4, 6, 7 pallets of coloured fabric. I just wish there was a clothes manufacturer in town that we could ship this off to. And that is job done. All the chaps inside are giving me a hand getting this on. That's looking nice and tidy. I've learnt by my mistakes and I've put it on the rear of the trailer just so I can back in wherever I need to go. No point having it in the middle or here, it's just a royal pain. So let me get these strapped on and we'll get them over to sell. Well, I've just had a check and I need to head over to the Jardin de Fermier, which is the farm stores in town, and that is right next to our market garden setup. So that should work out quite nicely. I'll get this sold and then I'll pop my head in there and see how things are. Taking the clockwise route from the southwest of the map, heading up past the biocentre, as you can see just on the left hand side. Then I'll be going past my dairy, coming into town from the west, so I can stop off in the dairy as well and just have a look at the situation there. Might even chuck some stuff on the back of the trailer. It makes sense. That's the turning for the dairy there. Actually, what I'm going to do is focus on what I've got on board now. I want to get this sold. I want to maximise the price. The Jardin de Fermier is just there on the left, so I've just got to navigate this tight U-turn and get up that ramp. And by my calculations, $48,928. That is a fantastic bit of profit. Just going to park the truck here at the side of the road. It's not going to cause any issue. There's no way I can get down this ramp here, and I didn't want to spin all the way around and have to back in and back out. It's just an absolute nightmare. Speaking of which, I do wonder whether this trailer is just too big for most of what we do. It was purchased so that we could haul around things like our combine harvester, but you know what? We just don't really use it as much. I'm wondering whether or not purchasing a kind of smaller, mid-sized one. We've got our little blue trailer which is in here, which we use, and that's fantastic. But maybe a mid-sized one, or maybe some setup that's actually geared up to handle pallets might be better. In the past, we've had some fantastic flatbed trucks for dealing with pallets. I just wonder if now's the time to start to invest. 75 grand in the bank, that might be on the horizon. Got one pallet of honey there. 2 pallets of lettuce, red and green there. Wow, this one's doing well. What have we got? 2 green, 2 red. In here I'd expect to see a fair few. Yes, 4. This is all of our melon. That's looking good. Okay, what's going on here? What are we in need of? I bet we're running out of fertilizer. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to deal with that right now. Grab the bull by the horns. Come on, Massey. You and I are going to head down to the store, get some more. £3.5 grand for 2 bulk bags of solid fertilizer. Feels like a lot, but it is what we need. There they are. Right, I'll go get this down here. I'm just wondering whether or not I've got enough weight to counterbalance, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Let's get these forks leveled off. Need to widen them up. I reckon as wide as we can. Let me get a bit closer and see. Yeah, I need to just come back a bit. Let's just pull those in. Okay. We want to go about there. Let's see how we get on. Bit more. Right, we're in. Okay, have we got the counterbalance? Don't think we have. That feels tippy. I am just off the ground. I can feel the rear wheels rotating. I might give it a go. See if I can just get down there. It is just down the road after all, isn't it? Just gonna take it easy. I'm okay at the moment. I'm a bit nervous about this next bit of the operation, getting down this ramp. Right, I don't want to slow up because slowing up causes me to tip forward. Oh no, I've lost the back. I've lost the back. Okay, steady, 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 steady. Brake. braking hard. Ooh, that was nerve-wracking. Okay, let me just get this up a bit. Am I going to tip? I'm tipping. I'm just going to have to go for it. I'm dragging the bottoms here. Right, if I put this down, okay, put that down, back up. Let's just focus on getting one of those bags in. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's better. That's what we want. Not a huge amount of room to manoeuvre around here. Get the second one in, and then I'll be happy that we've got enough in there for the next couple of months. Although it's just highlighting yet again that this Massey, great as she is, just isn't quite big enough for our needs. She just needs a bit more weight and a bit more brute force, and then she'd be perfect in terms of a machine to use around the farm. I know I've said it before, but even the fact that she hasn't got proper counterbalance on the front does make a difference. And yes, I could put the bucket on, I could even get some concrete weights chucked on, but it's not really ideal. It doesn't look like a lot, but it'll give us what we need for the near future. That's better. All of these plants look happy. Well, that's another job ticked off my list. Come down here and have a look at our lovely vines. They're looking really good, but I feel like I've missed something here. I'm not a vines expert, neither's Dusty to be fair. Even if he was here, I'm not entirely sure whether we'd get to the bottom of this. But I'm not getting a great yield on this. Presently, the yield bonus is 54%. I do need to fertilise it, I know that much, and that will make a huge difference. So I can get the sprayer out at some point and quickly go through that. I also wonder if I need to mulch it, but I've never really understood the processing of mulching in the sense of we've pruned these, we're going to fertilise them. What is there actually to mulch? Do I need to mulch the ground? Does that really make a difference? So yeah, that's something I will definitely come back to deal with later on. For now, I'm just coming down here to take a look at our lovely little orchard. I'm really impressed with this. I know it's tiny, I know it's diddy, but we're getting a fair whack of apples out of here. I would like to put one more apple tree, yeah, I suppose just about here, almost on the edge of this track. And that gives us a nice grid. That seems to work really well. The issues we had with water have been resolved. We've got our water bowser here, which is good to know. I can always take that back up the top. But yeah, lots of apples. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 over the back there, 16. I could do with getting these over to the press to make some apple juice. More logistics. I'm going to go get the truck. Right, swinging wide. I don't think I've got that. Am I going to scrape just through? Oh, that was lucky. Right, let me get myself backed in amongst those trees and get everything loaded on. Taken a while to get these loaded on, but it is going to be worth it because I know apple juice sells at a premium. Definitely a desired product around here. Right, I've strapped these ones on just so that when I hit the back, which I'm likely to, I don't knock it off. So let's just edge my way forward. Another thing I'm going to complain about the Massey, and I don't want a Massey bash because I love this vehicle, but definitely easier doing this with a dedicated forklift. I'm so far away from the forks. I have to lean right in just to see what I'm doing half the time. But that's, you know, just part and parcel of what's going on. Okay, what have I got? One over there. Let's just get myself arranged. Let's swing round. It's tight round here as well, and the length of this thing with the loader. Again, another benefit of a dedicated forklift. See, I can't see where my forks are now. In the grass. Oh, a bit too low. Okay, let's give that a go. I think I'm going to miss it. I'm in. First time. Ah, happy with that. Edging out, and there we go. Right, there's one more. Where was it? Over there? Oh, there she is. Right, question is, where do I want to put it? Okay, I want to back around this tree and get around there. It's tight around here. It really is tight, but it's very pleasant working in the dappled shade. Do you know what? That tree is right where I want to get in. Do you know what? I'm just going to lay it flat. Making life difficult for myself, trying to stack everything up. Got a whole trailer to utilise there. Just got to get it in line with an eye. There we go. That should be a strap eye there. Just edge it on. And that should be it. Right. Let's get this down to the processing plant. Excellent, all loaded in. The chaps here are happy. They're going to keep processing. What have we got here? Should be some more apple juice. We haven't got any grapes in there. Oh, raisins. No, the last tail end of our last batch of grapes coming out as raisins. Come back and pick those up later on. That is another job done. I am smashing through my list this month. Back at the farm just to pick up the milk trailer, and this is already full, so I can't siphon off anymore. I've got to get this down to the dairy. I'm going to have to do a couple of runs backwards and forwards, but it has to be done. There's nothing I can do to avoid it. So rather than me waffling on, I'm just going to get this delivered, come back, pick up another load, and then I'm going to have to deal with the slurry because that is dangerously close as well. Holy moly, there is a lot of produce here. I say that every time I turn up. I've got to do something about it. That's 32,000 litres of milk unloaded. I'm heading back to the farm to pick up the next load. It doesn't take long to load up and to offload. It's actually just the getting around that takes the time. I reckon a couple of tanks here will be enough to see the cows happy for the next month. And that screen pretty much says it all. It is red across the board. They were absolutely full, so they couldn't produce any more milk, and that was causing them some distress. And now that we've siphoned that off, we can take the milk from the heifers and they'll be happy. Straw's good. They've got a little bit of TMR. Slurry is the next job. Okay, truck's parked away. Let me just close up these doors here. And then I'm going to go grab the fence. Going to go stick on that trailer. I'm going to get slurry down to the bioplant. Close these up as well. Tidy up as you go along is what I say. Cows are definitely happier for all this. The slurry is going to make the final big difference. Now, where did I leave the fence? Ah, yes, down in the courtyard. I've got to say, as I walk past, the silage is looking good. Just pulled back the covers today because I had a feeling it was done, and that's looking okay. So at some point we're going to have to get that lot loaded into the hopper just to make things a bit easier when we come to make our TMR. Otherwise we have to go and chew it all up and pick up our hay. In fact, hay, yes, that's what we need to deal with next. Need to get the tedder out. So next time around it's going to be mowing and tedding to get some hay for our animals. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this. Bye bye, ladies. It's pleasant. It's a lovely day. I'm busy and I'm just chucking through my jobs. I love it. I absolutely love it. Being busy and keeping your mind away from itself is definitely the way forward. Yeah, a bit of hard work is always good for the soul, they say. $1,146 in my pocket. I don't mind this at all. I don't mind it. It's another revenue stream. It may stink and it may be a pain, but that little bit of cash is going to help in the long run, I can tell you. Back up to 72 grand already with the sell of the fabric and the little bit extra here. I'm really chuffed with that. And it means ultimately I might be able to purchase another field or another piece of key equipment, which just helps everything move along. Dusty's right. I think we really can make the millions here. I know we made 5 million or so when we were down in Erlengratz, but that was starting from absolute scratch. We started with a big investment here, and it's time to turn that into profit. Another 1100. I reckon I've got 4 or 5 of these in the bag, and that's not a bad bit of revenue for something which is ultimately waste. Oh, this is my 7th run, possibly even my 8th, and the prices are dropping drastically now. So I've cleared off about half of my pit. The cows should be happy, but I think I'm going to call it a day there because I'm not making any money. And I'll tell you what, I've spent an hour and a half doing this. It's just gone 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think I want to call it a day. It does highlight to me though that, you know, they say time is money. And, you know, wasting time wastes money. Now, I'm making money from waste, so that analogy goes out the window, but all this backwards and forwardsing does waste time. Are you keeping up? So I think it's time for me to invest in a bigger tanker to haul across all of this slurry. This little one's been great to get us out of a hole, but I'm going to keep my eye open in the store, and if an opportunity comes up to trade this one in for something much bigger, even something perhaps for the truck, then that will be the way forward in terms of getting rid of this slurry in a more permanent basis. So we'll see how much I make this time around. Let's get myself lined up by these pumps. There we go. Right, we're pumping away, keeping an eye on my cash in the bank. Anything near 1,000 is good. A full load a moment ago was giving me about 800, so I'll be interested to see if that's come up again. 11:42, we're back to where we started. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's enough slurry for me today. Well, I've got an awful lot done and I'm super happy with the state of everything. Sheep, chickens, cows, all happy. Grass is growing. That's definitely on the agenda for next time around. Get those 3 meadows over the back there. Get those mowed up. Get the hay sorted. So we're going to have to do some tedding. I mentioned this earlier. The milk situation is clear with the cows. They've got TMR. They've got the final bit of straw out of our stores. I'm going to have to buy some more. Logistics is still on my list and I managed to get a little bit done today, but I've got to find a proper solution for storing all this stuff. Moving it all the way down here just because I've got space doesn't make sense when half of it needs to go back to town for selling. So thank you for joining me again on the farm in the valley. I enjoy having the company. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, what we should change, and how I should maximize my profits now that things have kind of smoothed themselves out and we seem to be on a steady tack. Hopefully I'll get a message from Dusty soon. I'll be able to work out where he is and what he's up to. Maybe, just maybe, we might be able to go out and see him wherever he is. The danger is very much present and I understand his need to be safe and cautious, but I do miss my wingman, and doing all this farming on my own is difficult. Anyway guys, till next time, take care and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.